Back in mid-October, I took a road trip up to Maine with the intention of seeing some colorful fall leaves. The trip started out with me, Maggie, and her fancy frozen raw dog food, which I bought a special cooler for. I know, she's super spoiled. But I'm also kind of obsessed with this cooler now. The first couple of days were just focused on moving up north to Philadelphia, where I picked my parents up from the airport. After a night of rest and a change in drivers, the adventure began. The goal was to see fall leaves, and we actually did a lot of planning around it, but the only place we actually saw fall leaves was in New Hampshire. Maine was beautiful, though. Thankfully, the leaves hadn't yet fallen, so everything was still green, and the ocean is just always gorgeous. One of the most important things I've learned from traveling is that at some point you just need to give up and go with the flow. Even when you're feeling frustrated about the direction or intensity of the flow. The more you fight against the current, the harder the trip is going to get. And as we all know, it's the same with life. I've learned that when I can relax into what's happening around me, I can typically find some form of enjoyment in it. Like when the handle broke on my car's storage box with my and my mom's luggage inside. And the tools I had brought just in case we needed them. I was stressed when it first happened, but thankfully my dad approached it with a cool head and suggested we look for a YouTube video to show us how to break into the storage box. We went to a local hardware store and I bought an inexpensive drill bits and tie downs, and my dad very gently broke into my skybox. It's fortunately and unfortunately very easy to do, so don't ever keep anything super important in one of those. Overall, the trip was 9 days long, a little too short for the amount of distance we covered, but we ended up seeing a lot of beautiful things, and I saw parts of the country I'd never seen before. I dropped my parents off at the airport in Philly and spent the next 2 days making my way back home. It was really nice seeing the mountains off in the distance and knowing that those mountains held my home. And when I arrived, it was good to be back.